What's up, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you guys here today. Unfortunately, it is a red day in the markets. SEC strikes again. The Gensler crew comes out and officially files the appeal against Ripple and XRP. So we're going to be diving into that and so much more in this video. So stick with me. We got an amazing video. We're going to spend a little time over here at x.com and take a look at these headlines that I've pulled into my bookmarks for us today. We got Larry Fink. Instead of investing in gold as a hedge against inflation, Bitcoin can represent an asset that people play as an alternative. Or will XRP be there? We do know also coming soon, we got these new ETFs coming out for XRP. Will BlackRock also launch their ETF? A second ETF was announced today. We'll take a look at that. BlackRock also says new, while others are selling, BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF saw $41 million in inflows yesterday. That happened today. So that news came out literally yesterday. They know what's coming. But at the same time, even though they are buying a junk ton of Bitcoin, as we can see right here, Radar points out $526 million leveraged Bitcoin positions were liquidated in just 24 hours. So if you are out there, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a crypto trader, be careful using that leverage trading scenario. And here it is here. And we're going to dive deeper into these throughout this video, but I just want to hit these headlines real quick. XRP's ETF was an inevitable, and the Monerex team is happy to see the whole SEC saga coming to an end for Ripple. This is this just came out. And then literally a couple hours later, the bomb dropped, which we'll get into. But this is why we are grateful and excited to build the world's first Web3 bank on XRPL, Monerex. Bank of America, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I logged into my account, did not have the luck of having that vanish as far as my business credit side. Bank of America customers are currently crying out as their accounts are unexpectedly showing zero balances. Now, if that was my bank account, that would be sad. But balances for credit cards it would be awesome to have those at zero for sure. And then, of course, here, Brad Garlinghouse responding just a couple of hours ago to this insane appeal. If Gensler and the SEC were rational, they would have moved on from this case long ago. It certainly hasn't protected investors and instead has damaged their credibility and reputation of the SEC. We'll dig into there deeper. And then if you guys are familiar with the epic meme from Pablo Escobar, just waiting and passing the time, this is pretty funny here. Well, time to give this another play. For the record, though, I'm permanently bullish, and Brad Garlinghouse is the effing man. And make no mistake about it, we will prevail. That comes from not financial advice, and that's pretty. Let's see what this video is here. I still tell them to buy XRP. Oh, they made a little video and everything. So we're going to dive into this today. We're going to dive into the charts. We're going to find out what it is about this SEC filing. We're also going to find out what it is about this second ETF filing and much more in today's video. If you are going to be the first millionaire in your family tree, confirm it by smashing that subscribe button down below. And if you're feeling it bullish and you're feeling blessed, make sure you leave a comment down below. 777. Let's jump into it. Before we dive in, please note that the opinions in this video are for informational and educational purposes only and do not constitute financial, legal, or investment advice. All investments, including cryptocurrencies, carry risks and potential losses. Always do your own research and consult a licensed financial advisor. We are not licensed financial advisors, and relying on our content for financial decisions is at your own risk. By watching, you are agreeing that we are not responsible for any losses or damages, and we do not guarantee specific results or outcomes. Some links below may be affiliate links, and we earn commissions, which helps support value-based videos like this. We also hold positions in some discussed cryptocurrencies because we only talk about what we believe in. However, this should not be interpreted as a recommendation for you to do the same. With that being said, let's dive right into the video. All right, first and foremost, we are starting off with Larry Fink talking about gold being the hedge against inflation. Not gold, digital gold. That's right, baby. Bitcoin. Take a listen to this.
And also, I do believe the role of crypto, it's digitizing gold in many ways. Instead of investing in gold as a hedge against inflation or the devaluation of your currency, whatever country you're in, Bitcoin is an international asset. It's not based on any one currency. And so it can represent an asset that people can play as an alternative. And also,
And I don't know if you guys recognize in this video, but can you please take a look at the price of Bitcoin? USD per Bitcoin. This was back when Bitcoin was $30,000. So he's been saying this for a very, very long time. So when that video was made with the Larry Fink, it was all the way back here when Bitcoin was at about $30,000. Now, what's interesting, there's actually a fair value gap that has never been filled down there at 30. Now, will it ever break down to that level? Who knows? I don't think that it's going to that level. And we will look at the XRP charts here. But yesterday, if you guys remember, we put this blue line right here. And the reason we put that blue line right here is because that was when the Bitcoin ETF launched. There was a significant pullback. In fact, let's take a measurement from this area to here. What do we get into action-wise? That was a 21% correction. It went down $10,000. So after the ETF launched, it pumped for a day or two up to 48,000, and then it dropped all the way back to 38,472. Now, as we see on the daily charts right now, we have had 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive red candles as far as Bitcoin goes. Today, so far, with 20 hours left in this new daily candle, it is starting a push to the upside. Volume is still low, and the day has just gotten started. But I will tell you this, there is a fair value gap back up here. So even if we were to test back up here and then make the drop down, that's a possibility. As you all know, when I talk about charts, what I always try to find is the fair value gaps, and you can see these here. So let's even take a look at the fair value gap right here. If we turn this off, let's turn off every other indicator here. What fair value gaps do we have? Well, on the daily time frame right now, there is not a single daily fair value gap all the way down until 46. We have 46, we have 44, we have 40, we have 38, and these are daily fair value gaps. And then there's a absolute junk ton down to the downside, even down to $4,000 on the daily charts. But let's take a look at the weekly chart. And as we look at this higher time frame, gives us a little bit more of a realistic, could this really happen scenario? As we see here, price getting back to that $45,000, that is a real fair value gap that people are talking about right now. Could price break down to the 40s? Filling that fair value gap gets us all the way back to 42. The next one down here, which is also a level of support and a fair value gap fill, is at 30,000. So that's really interesting. Let's take a look at XRP for the day. Whoa, we are having a severe problem. And like we talked about just yesterday, right? We talked about this yesterday when we were going over the charts on the daily scenario. Price was here. And let's go ahead and do a replay so we know where we're at, right? So price, let's hit play for one tick. All right, it's moving up. This is on the weeklies. All right, so last week we know that it pumped up. This is where we were yesterday when we were shooting our video. We talked about potential of price just continuing up from here, or price could come back down into this 55 range. Now we are at that 54 range right now. So let's go ahead and hit play and see this price coming back down. It did dip into that zone we talked about yesterday. Can it dip further? Yes, it can. Now we have that 50 level below us. If you guys remember, and if you're new here, by the way, this charting system is called TradingView. It's free to use, tradingview.com. You can go do this. The orange levels here on XRP are historic, very key levels. 45, 55, 65, 75 cents, 85 cents, all at the 5 levels. It continues to hit those levels and stay there or reject or bounce. So using those levels. Now, the white levels here are the full numbers, right? So 60 cents. You can see it has been a support and resistance as well. So XRP liking to move in those 5-cent ranges. Thus, far this week, 3 days left, 21 hours. So daily wise, 1, 2, 3 down candles. It did fill in that area that we talked about. It did come and fill this fair value gap, but even deeper. Like this was a very, very rapid decline. What do you expect on a day? Now, today was supposed to be the most exciting day in a long time because the last night was, or 2 nights ago, was the announcement of the new ETF. And then today we were supposed to be doing the celebration of the ETF. But what happened? The SEC comes out and squashes us like a bug, just hurts our feelings, absolutely destroys our emotions. And let's take a look at why that happened. Okay, jumping back over here to X.com. Now, if you are a fan of crypto and you're not on X.com, you are missing out. And by the way, if you are over on X, come and check me out. You can follow me right here at Real Win with Ryan. Win with Ryan, got the check mark at Real Win with Ryan. But anyway, what happened here? Well, this was very interesting because it says here from Chad Steingraber, Hinman, if you remember Bill Hinman, he dropped a lawsuit on his last day at the SEC. The enforcement director drops the appeal on his last day at the SEC. And tell me with a straight face this is not coordinated. And then take a look at this. A couple of hours ago, Chad posted this as well. We're going to dive into this. SEC director. Now, this was from October 5th, 2023. And Chad writes here, I guess we should find out what job he's taking now, but SEC's director of enforcement now under investigation for corruption. The SEC's director of enforcement is now under investigation for corruption, according to the new case in Trenton, New Jersey. Now, again, that was October 5th, 2023, a year ago. And interesting here, Gerbir Gruwal, United States, he was the second South Asian to be a state attorney general after California's Kamala Harris in 2011. But yes, as we saw over on the charts there a minute ago, looking at Bitcoin, we do know we've had a significant drop to the downside for sure. While others are selling, BlackRock's buying. Well, that's typical, right? So big hedge funds, they want you to be liquidity. So if you're selling, they're buying what you're selling because you're selling right into their hands. And that's what they always want. So could we see a pump? Now, we did notice today already starting to make a move to the upside. Is it going to continue to pump for Bitcoin the rest of the day? By the way, did you have this Bank of America scenario happen to you? I didn't have that happen to me, which I'm thankful for. But let's take a look at more of what Gary Gensler wrote here on his response to today's horrible news. So if Gary Gensler and the SEC were rational, they would have moved on from the case long ago. It certainly hasn't protected investors and instead has damaged the credibility, reputation of the SEC. Somehow, they still haven't gotten the message that they lost on everything that matters. Ripple, the crypto industry, and the rule of law have already prevailed. While we'll fight in court for as long as we need, let's be clear, XRP's status as a non-security is the law of the land today. And that does not change, even in the face of this misguided and infuriating appeal. Remember, when the SEC tried unsuccessfully to file an interlocutory appeal, they made clear that they had no intention of challenging XRP's status as a non-security. Now, of course, Stuart Alderati, he's the one that posted first before Gensler replied to that. And Stuart Alderati, if you are not aware, if you're new here, Stuart Alderati is the actual lawyer. He is the person who has been really fighting against the SEC in this. So Stuart Alderati, Ripple's attorney, the SEC's decision to appeal is disappointing, but not surprising. This just prolongs what's already a complete embarrassment for the agency. The court already rejected the SEC's suggestion that Ripple acted recklessly and there were no allegations of fraud. And of course, there were no victims or losses. Instead of faithfully applying the law, this agency under this chair, Gary Gensler, continues to engage in litigation, warfare against the industry. We are evaluating whether to file a cross appeal. Either way, the SEC's lawsuit has been irrational and misguided. from the start. And we're ready to prove yet again in the appellate court, once again taking the lead for the industry. Coincidence. Number three. Coincidence that the SEC's enforcement director announced his resignation about an hour before this. So that goes back to what we were talking about with Bill Hinman leaving when he first announced the actual lawsuit. Now, coincidence, the enforcement director announced his resignation an hour before this. So that was on the way out. James Phelan, XRP community, SEC Gov versus Ripple XRP breaking. The SEC Gov has filed a notice of appeal of Judge Torres's ruling, and it is official here. All right, so let's find out what could be a timeline here. And I've seen a couple of these timelines here, and I really like what Fred Rispoli says. So for the XRP holders, here is the SEC appellate timeline. SEC brief likely due on 12/2/2024. So in a couple months. SEC likely to seek permissible 30-day extension. So we'll be due really in January 1st, 2025. So this is already kicking the can down the road. Will we ever get a pump? Like I said, we had the ETF excitement, pump, baby. No, squash you like a bug. Ripple will cross appeal. Its opening brief will be due around the same time. The opposition briefs will be due around February 2nd, 2025. Ripple will likely take its extension, also taking that to March 2nd of 2025. Reply briefs will be due end of March of 2025. An oral argument will be scheduled for sometime September, October of 2025. And then a ruling will be handed down from the Second Circuit in January 2026 at the earliest, likely March or April though. So are we literally going to be sitting at 65 cents for another 2 years? Only time will tell, but we will continue to follow this saga all the way through. So what could we do to make sure that our bags of XRP could potentially continue to grow? Well, how about discover how to earn more crypto in less than 10 minutes with the #1 play to earn XRP game that is out there, Cryptoland, baby. So come and check this out. All you got to do is click the link down in the description. You'll see it right there in the description of this video. The first link, click that. Or if you're looking at the comments, the first comment, the pinned comment, click that. Come over to this page. We'll explain exactly how to play the game. If you don't have an XRP wallet, because you may be new to the channel, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe on this video. Are you loving this content or what? Let me know. Let me feel it. Let me feel it. Smash that like button and also throw a comment 77 down in the comment section. 777 if you're feeling bullish. And if you are new here and you're new to XRP, you're just getting started and you need an XRP wallet, jump on over here. This video explains it. If you are looking for it, you are completely okay not to as well. But check it out. Get your game pieces. Check out these cool characters right here. This explains exactly how the game works. Play the game, earn crypto, XRPL on the XRP ledger. The coin itself is called Cryptoland and can be converted into XRP. So come check it out. All you got to do is click the link right down in the description below. It's free to check out. Once you're in there, it gives you all of the details. The EMA ribbon is the white is the 10 exponential moving average. The yellow is the 30 exponential moving average. And the red is the 50 exponential moving average. So right now we're started to move up on the daily and we instantly had a crash back down. Could not build that momentum. We want to see when the white 10 exponential moving average has crossed over and is running in either direction. As you can see here, when it crosses to the bottom and it's below the yellow than the red, that's bearish. When it goes to the opposite side, like it did over here, that's bullish. So you want to take a look at that. Trading View, again, it's free. Check that out. Don't forget to play Cryptoland.